same safety for the Yunara. Again, assuming they're going to play the Yunara here, they could play Jinx or something else, but I think Yunara is the best bet. They don't even have the same like Wukong safety that Cloud9 had in their Yunara comp, so it's like an even more fragile version.
Sponge actually taking a bit back as well, so they're not going to overly commit. Teleport comes in from Flip as he gets back towards this mid lane. And aren't going to see a first blood just yet. Justice Punch is pretty good there from Scout, but they turn their attention over to Sponge, who's down incredibly low, has to flash. The flash after him there from Flip as first blood comes in for the DN Freaks. Double taunt to come through from Scout, though, as he justicely punches down this Xin Zhao, but it's a double kill and double buffs. Because we did see this go so far in the other direction. So checking this one out, Taeyun going down relatively low as he supercharges to try and get himself out of the way. Lehens does find the Tangle Bubs, but there's not a lot of follow-up here as Quantum just finds Taeyun in that brush. The barrier has been used once again as Enosh flashes, but he doesn't find the Slurkle. Taeyun still goes down as Quantum is at basically 0 health. Will the autos connect as the heal is in, and it's a double for Lehens.
It actually delights, my bad.
I mean, the Nico from... okay, never mind. There was also Kingen trying to kill Lancer in this top lane as well, and he did manage to do that. One of the, like, the cat-esque animals from Avatar.
Okay. I can kind of see what you're saying there.
You know?
Is he going to die again?
Well, we'll just have to find out. Is Zambessa going to be dashing away from the Avatar cat-like?
Are these grubs going to die in Nongshim? Yes.
Well, at least 2 of them are going to be going down as they do try and get on top of Lehens. It is going to be Enosh grabbing that kill as he gets into the brush. There it is, Sponge now looking for Flip, but he's getting wild growth. Pushed back by the Supreme Display of Talent, and Taeyun is going to be able to grab that one. Finally, Enosh makes his way back to the fight, but they cannot find too much more. As Doif locks down the last grub, but that is still going to be 2 over to Nongshim. Quantum now going to get taken down by Sponge as Scout with the Justice Punch and the double taunt to lock them all down. Enosh is going to fall, and now it's just Doif against the world. And he doesn't have his flash. I don't think he's getting out of this one. There's the Justice Punch. There's the knockup. And he's just going to have to try and see what he can get done, and that is nothing. Might be able to stop this one once again. We'll just have to see, yeah. They do dissuade him from going for a brush, for a back in that particular position.
He cannot rejoin this Lulu to Lancer.
Yeah, there is the Supreme Display of Talent, and Lancer is just going to go down. Flash or no flash, he is just dead. As Enosh moving down here towards his bottom side. Realm Warp to try and get Flip in there as well, as the Pop Blossom is not going to quite find this Yunara. There's a heroic entrance as Scout makes his presence known as well, as Doif with that Crescent Guard, but it's just not helping. As Kingan's down so low, but he gets himself out of the fight. Scout not so lucky as Enosh. Has he found it? Has he found his angle? He has not, as Kingan around Nongshim, and Yunara is not a long-range champion herself.
I'm also kind of concerned more about Lancer than I am about Enosh in this game, as he's just so far behind. I don't know what he's really going to offer in this game.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to get a check on Sponge's first strike gold.
Yeah, he is doing a lot of damage with that Serpent's Fang now completed, as well as
Scout
Profane Hydra.
Did not build damage, minus the Dark Seal, I guess, technically. He went for the Hallowed Radiance.
Ooh,
and
public execution here from Lancer. Enosh is moving down as well. Yeah, Scout is just going to be teleporting his way out of this. So
I actually thought he was going to be dead there for sure as well, but they kind of front-loaded the CC on that one, so he's just like, well, only one button you have for that one. I'm out of here. Good reaction from him.
Oh, Taeyun might be dead now as well as Killer Instinct comes down. Quantum looking for the angle here as Sponge at least offered a Q, but is not able to do too much after the Terror Shape does come in.
Turret, that type of play, just avoiding conflict directly with Nongshim is probably their best bet.
Yeah, and I want to go back to our previous conversation because I just came up with a really good one. Ryze is Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Not Yundo. Yundo's our producer at the moment. It's Yondu, different guy. As that is a very dead Flip. Yondu is now dead. A teleporting ability for quite some time. And so that one's not going to work out either. The rest of DNF, though, are ready for this dragon to be spawning.
They're in position. That much is true. Scout can ult in. I'm just concerned about Sponge. And I think that DNF should be a little bit more concerned about Sponge. And also maybe this flanking Rek'Sai.
Yeah, Kingan's going to get spotted here by Flip. who is going to see him on this Gromp as Enosh. Let's see whether he can actually do anything here to Taeyun or to Scout, who is just going to get himself out of there. The Arc of Ruin does come on through as Enosh finding Taeyun with a lot of these autos. Man, this guy's Yunara is kind of crazy, but the Wild Growth I don't think is going to be enough as 2 versus 3 off to the side of the fight. Unfortunately, Enosh unable to come out on top now. 25 seconds until he is back up and available. They did have to use a fair bit in order to take him down, as now Kingen on this flank angle. If they can close in on him, might be a bit of an opportunity here, but we'll just have to find out as DNF still going for something without their ulti, without their AD carry.
And Taeyun isn't here yet either, so it's 2 AD carries down in this fight. There's the TP though from Scout.
Yeah, Sponge looking to make his way in. Let's see what happens as now Kingen under fire. Taeyun gets into the backline as now Doig wanting to dive on top of him. They will be able to get there, but at what cost? The heroic entrance comes down. Sponge now in trouble, but Lancer just could not get the extra auto to lock down the kill under the Kiana. And Doig versus Scout is looking pretty Scout favored at this point in time, and he doesn't exactly have a lot of great places to go. 3 Talon Strike, he does have Sundered Sky, which is a broken item still here in this game, but it is not going to save him, as Scout is going to pick that one up. 350 gold over to him, and this Otacon has been started.
As maybe Scout is taken out. Enosh is like, I'm taking this game into my own hands.
He certainly is. He's just going in.
I'm going to flash on him. I'm going to kill him.
Well, he is just going to flash in and kill him. Well, or at least that's what he's attempting to do. Kingen is going to buy some time. The knockup comes down with that Wild Growth, and Kingen gets out with just a bare minimum amount of his life, and then
okay,
they
what?
both die.
Online, yeah. This is what I was mentioning earlier when I was like, I don't know if this Mbess is going to do anything this game. Really just can't, whereas Kingen has made such an impact. Peel for Scout earlier, is able to flank incredibly well, has his tremor sense. Like, he has so many different reasons why he's valuable. Whereas Lancer, if he ults in on the Taeyun, is probably just going to get taunted by Scout and potentially even just blown up, because Taeyun is pretty huge at this point in time.
Yeah. 7, 3, and 6 on this Kaiser is a very large number. As Spring Display of Talent comes in, there goes Flip. He is just very dead. Kingen makes his way in towards the top side of the fight. Wild Growth is okay, but it's just not enough. And Enosh is going to go down yet again. Quantum dead as well, as the Void Rush is going to be his demise. And Doiv, yeah, wonders where they all went, as Void Seeker is not going to quite find it. Taeyun now 8, 3, and 7 on this Kai'Sa. And Nongshim are really starting to run away with this. If you look at the top of your screen, yeah, 3 times the amount of kills is a large amount, and a 10,000 gold lead is a big old number.
Yeah, 2.5 times the turrets as well.
Oh dear, Lancer going to get knocked up here as well. Tanglebob's going to come on down as Taeyun. Can he actually get the last bit of damage down, as it's Lehens that's able to lock up the kill under the Ambessa. And this turret is just going to get obliterated. Doiv, Wind becomes lightning, but it doesn't become anything positive here for the DN Freaks right now. Pop Blossom onto everyone as Lehens finds the angle. Doiv gets knocked up as well. It's Enosh dead one more time. Flip going to go down. And Lehens wanders away with double-digit health and a smile on his face, as the Nexus turrets will be taken down, and Nongshim put themselves 1 game win away from top 4 here in the KeSPA Cup.
Pretty easy vote for me for Sponge in this one. First pick, Kiana gets massively ahead and gets the rest of the team ahead with them. I think there's an argument to be made for Taeyun or Lehens as well, who also crushed the mid game. They didn't have the greatest laning phase this time around, but did end up outside of lane, making a huge impact. And for the side of DNF, I think the choice of when to fight when they were behind was often really misplaced, especially that dragon fight, but there were a few other times where they tried to force fights in side lanes.
I mean, I feel like Renata is so incredibly strong. I guess Mundo doesn't really care, just because he does have his shield.
It's Renata.
But it is going to be Renata. So handshakes abound as we are going to be heading down there. Have got ourselves onto the rift. That adorable little car from Corporate Mundo making his way into this brush. Top the morning to you, says Doiv. As we could have a B-Ram immediately here, as there is the handshake back onto Quantum. First blood comes in. Quantum as well, though. The sticks are going to be removed, and that is going to win the trade. Look at that, though. You can see press the attack on Enosh is actually working out very nicely. The flash forward from Quantum wants to be able to lock this one down, and there it should be. The second kill of the game going over to Enosh is now Taeyun, and Enosh fighting this one out.
They lock this one down incredibly quickly.
Oh, Doiv making his way in. Look at him, wandering casually. Will land the cleaver onto Taeyeon or the briefcase if we were going to go skin appropriate. There's the heal out as Doiv down to 50%, as Sponge getting pushed away by Quantum, but Quantum is now in a very uncomfortable spot. A couple more objectives and they will be able to upgrade some shoes, which is pretty dope. We're talking about pizza strength a lot because we're not going to be able to after this tournament as they are going away for 2026.
The heads?
This is probably not a location where he's allowed to be, but Sponge is going to make his way over, and Scout is going to be there as well. Doiv just looking to walk on top of Sponge. Concussive blows comes down as Quantum going to have to get out of there. The flash tries to get him out, but Taeyeon does have the pierce in the air, and now Quantum, maybe it's his fourth, but at least Lancer has a decent CS advantage. As you can see here, moving very close towards a 20 CS lead, which is quite large.
Sponge here. Going to try to grab one of these grubs first without smite so he can get 2 of the 3. Scout zoning flip away again. As you can see, he's hit that point where the Victor does win the matchup.
Yeah.
Now he's zoning flip out.
Cullen comes in. Taeyeon almost just dead, and he does just get sniped down. No bailout on top of this. Kalista is crazy. And Sponge, he has the bailout this time, but he's not going to have it be effective as the DN Freaks just slaughter them around these grubs. Lahen's trying to run away, but Enosh, I think, should be able to relentlessly pursue him because he has an ability called that. And that will mean that this Renata is not going to be long for the world. Lancer might be the one that is going to kill him, but it's Enosh that wants the last hit, and he will get it. As Enosh and Quantum will just pick up this wave. There is already a plate missing towards his bottom side, but at 1.1k gold lead that you were talking about, DNF actually feeling pretty good at this stage. And with their Cassante Mundo, I think they're very happy for, you know, this at least slight gold advantage, because as the game goes on, I mean, the scaling of the Victor is a big deal. They've got a real tank there in the Scion on the top side of the map, but it's a Kalista. She doesn't have a massive amount of team fight damage later on, as the hostile takeover is odd to say the least, and now Taeyeon is likely to go down to the bailout. Let's see whether he can get a kill before he does come back, and he does not, as it is going to be concussive blows stacked up, but not actually procced there onto Sponge, as a 1-for-1 ensues. But support for AD carry, I think DNF are very happy about it.
Especially because the Lucian now has 4 kills and 1,000 gold, the advantage over the early game Kalista. Scout may be in danger, though.
Yeah, this gravity well is not something that Doiv really cares about. No flash available, and down he will go. Flip on the board here, 1-0-1 on the Mel.
This is starting to feel very winnable for DNF, as they just keep getting Ws across the map right now. And the Lucian is going to scale differently than the Kalista and is so accelerated that all you have to do now is just kind of stabilize here and grab some dragons as Doiv is going in deep.
Yeah, he is going to get shook back. There's another Fate's Call as Taeyeon flashes. I'm not sure about that one, but it may get him a kill, and it does. Still, Enosh is going to be here. Another bailout is going to work this time. However, Enosh does finish him off. It's a double kill here for the Kalista, as Lancer, he's right in amongst it, but I don't think he is going to survive as he misses the Q somehow. There were so many bad guys, and he still managed to miss.
Enosh looks for the play on to Taeyeon, but he has bailout, so...
Oh, Sponge going down lower and lower as Quantum is going to be following him. Gets the flash out, relentless pursuit, though, to get over that wall, and it's named effectively here as Enosh! Oh, he's going to die. The bailout does get procced as they're not able to get another kill back, so a 1-for-1, but make that a 1-for-2 as Taeyeon continuing to hop around this map. Doiv going to get slowed down by the Rend. He does have the briefcases to throw around, but it's not enough to stop this Kalista. 7-3-4 now with his Blade of the Ruined King completed. As Sponge going to discover Doiv.
Okay, this doesn't end up leading to too much here, although it looked for a moment like it 100% was. Fights like this, DNF, I'm like, you don't have to force this. They keep forcing it. You do not have to force it. You can just simply give them control of this area and look to wrap around with your Mel. There's the TP from Lancer. Then they can fight.
Yeah. And you've got Flip actually going back to base first. He might buy and then teleport in. Kingin has also done the same thing, is now Doiv in an uncomfortable spot. There's the ulti out of Quantum, not finding too much of anything at all. And the Feats of Strength do go on over to Nongshim. Now there's the double snap for the Mel. That's fantastically done, but the Fate's Call is going to be used. Quantum trying to get himself out of there, and it's Taeyeon that helps lock down the kill for Lahen's. As, oh, the Rift Herald getting amongst it. The double kill for Kingin comes out of nowhere. And Nongshim will also get themselves the turret in the mid lane. And another charge to boot. My God, that was such an eruption.
I think that DNF didn't get any dragons means that they just don't have any more time they can utilize here. Like, they will just have to straight up fight for this when it spawns, and they're going to lose this outer turret. which is
there
no
are
surprise.
not a lot of minions left, but it's still not going to matter really, as the knockup is going to connect. A lot of damage there as Taeyun down very, very low. The bailout has been procced, and he is going to die. Flip's going to get that extra money. Is now Doive going where he pleases, as another snare is going to connect. That is going to be Sponge falling down, and Nongshim, they do lose a couple, one of them being
TP is now down.
Yeah, not going to be able to do too much, as Kingen is fighting off Lancer in the mid lane.
Enosh takes a huge chunk of his health as well. One more of those and they can just do Otacon.
Yeah, Sponge looking for Doive at the same time. Appears he's going to do a fair bit of damage here to the Mundo, who wants to be just freely throwing briefcases, but as you can see, it's getting more and more difficult.
He's a poke champion right now with his ease. He is just hitting them over and over and over again. These carries down to half health.
Yeah. And alongside him, Lahan's there just ready with a handshake if they ever decide to go aggressive.
Pretty good rebuts on these death rays.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do damage to him, but at least it denies the damage to Flip. Didn't have it this time, but avoids it. Redemption's gonna go down, and here we go, it's Otacon time.
Yep, Lancer has moved on in. We do have the Scion in the area as well, as Kingen will get hit by a briefcase. It does a lot of damage, as we can see now. Scout, they do go for him. He's not going to get snared up, though, as now Flip is in a lot of trouble. The rebuttal is going to try and save his life. He needs at least alive for the moment. Kingen down very, very low, as there's a hostile takeover. And Doive does have the shield available. Flip is going to snare up this Scion as Sponge gets right into the back line as well. Somehow Flip is still alive, and down goes Lahen's. Taeyun finally deals with the Mel, and the Cassante is going to fall at the same time. Sponge dives in on top, and the Mundo is no longer of this world.
Yeah. And now, like you mentioned, Hextech Soul up for grabs.
Yeah, this is something the DNF need to fight for, as Lahen's goes down pretty low. It's now not going to connect, as we can see from Flip. Is now Kingen on a flank angle. This Dragon down to 50%, and DN Freaks, they need to like kill someone to get them off this Drake, otherwise Hextech Soul is going to be such a big deal, and there it is. They're still fighting the Scion, but the carries are starting to come in. The all-out for Lancer is going to try to do something, but it's Taeyun that just cuts him down, and Scout gets on in there. He's slowing them up with these laser beams coming out of this Drake Soul that they've picked up. A very long time in the LPL, and it's very cool to have him back. Scout and Kanavi back in Korea together in the same year. It's very, very cool. All right, Nongshim looking for a little bit of a siege towards Lancer here, who's trying to dodge everything and not going to be able to dodge that handshake, as he will just get knocked down. Scout should be able to get there, but Sponge, he's got a spear, and he's going to be able to take out the Cassante. So the inner turret is soon to follow as well. We got 45 seconds on the Baron. It's going to be spawning pretty soon, but Nongshim, bit ahead of that, as we can see, as they're sieging inhibitor turrets already. The DN Freaks looking a little bit at a loss for what to do. Fate's Call actually being thrown out here as they get the knock-up and the handshake onto Quantum. He throws out the ulti as the turret is trying to help out, but look at the Arcane Storm. Enosh just explodes, and the resets are coming in. It's a double for the victor, as Scout looking absolutely fantastic. Flip acting a little bit like Donald Glover walking in with the pizza as everything is on fire. And he will get taken out. Inhibitor to follow, and I think Nongshim may end it right here, right now, at about 25 minutes in. Lancer, I just don't think there's anything he's going to be able to do other than die in order to stop this one from happening. Kingen's going to show up just for the picture, and Nongshim, well deserved, will make it through the last chance qualifier and join all of those other teams that are waiting in our knockout stage, namely Humble IP Esports T1 and D+ Kia. And it will be Nongshim versus D+ in our first match on Thursday.
And Nongshim have only lost one single game this tournament. They lost to T1, who are one of our big favorites, but have otherwise looked incredibly dominant with this roster.
I'm scouting, by the way, as my POG.
Yeah, Scout is also my POG. I have to say that